Okay, today I want to work on repainting this Cyclops figure from the X-Men Regenesis Heroclix set. First we're going to use some Retributor armor to paint the entire figure gold. I want to do this as a baseline and then I can work around it in the future when I start to work on the black and all the other colors that follow. I think it's just a good base color and something that's a good start to the model. After this here we're going to start using some contrast black Templar. It's a very thin paint, something that I can use to start getting some good base colors in on top of that gold for Cyclops' dark suit, because the suit's pretty black or dark gray, so I want to get some good base for that we can then build off of. My next step here is going to be adding a skin tone for him, which I will put on his face, and there's no other really skin on the rest of this model, so that's pretty much the only place we'll put it. Then we'll use some Blood Angels Red to do the laser beam coming out of his eye. It'll be a good base coat, and then we'll build off of it with some other, a little bit more opaque paints, because this one's a very thin paint. I'm going to use this flesh tone contrast paint to add some very easy highlights and shadows to the skin part of the model we've already painted. This will just be a really thin paint that'll easily make the recesses darker and the highlights a little bit brighter. Then we'll use a mix of black and gray paint to do some basic highlights on the rest of the model, the black parts. So any of the higher points on that model, I'm going to try to get with this gray so that it pops a little bit better and differentiates itself from all of that black, so the black doesn't just look all like one big block of color. The next step here for his laser beam, I'm going to take one big strip of white paint and put it right down the middle of his laser beam because I just think it looks pretty cool. And I think it looks very similar to what he looks like in some of the comics. I'm going to use a red paint I have here, a little bit brighter, to add those highlights then and touch up any points on this model that are red, like the button up on his chest. And then I want to do some touching up of the laser beam and clean up a little bit of that white line so it's a little bit straighter and a little bit more clean. My final step here is going to be to just paint his little base black. I do it for all of my Heroclix models because I think it makes them all look good and like they're all one part of one force and nothing sticks out just because of a different colored base. So we're going to get all of the rim and the base of this model and then our final reveal. Here is the initial, what it looked like beforehand, and now here's what I've done to it. I think it looks a little bit better. You guys in the comments tell me what you think.